Peace and love. Let's do a energetic check-in. The date and time, not specific. Just whenever you find this reading, it's for you to find at this time. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Most High, for life. Thank you for all the blessings bestowed upon me. Thank you for the opportunity to be here once again. Thank you for a clear mind. Thank you for an open heart. Thank you for a good attitude. Thank you for sight. Thank you for vision. Thank you for health. And thank you for all that's to come. Thank you, angels, for your protection, for your healing. Thank you, ancestors, for your courage, for your knowledge, your wisdom, for your life force, even in the other realms. Spirit, what messages do you have today for our energy? We're doing an energetic check-in. We're going to do an energetic check-in today to see what messages you might have for us, for our movement forward, for our healing. Let's get a few more cards. Spirit, what messages do you have for us today in regards to our healing, in regards to our moving forward, in regards to care for our spirit? Let's get a couple more, just get two more. We have Gateway on the bottom, which is always a beautiful card, with that unicorn moving through to other worlds. So that means that we're in the process of moving through. Could be anything. It could be something that's difficult. But the bottom line is Spirit wants to know that we're going to move over towards the other side. We're going to move to the other side. Let's get a theme today. Theme of today's reading, Spirit. What messages do you have for us today as we think about our growth, we think about our healing? True offering. All right, so we have karma. And we have humility. All right, so we have relaxation, change, action, and security. All right, so we have two interesting messages here. We have relaxation and we have action. So Spirit wants us to know that things might be happening around us, things that we can't control. We're asked to relax and to stay steady as we move through these certain things, because we have to remember that we're going through the gateway, like that other card told us. So the gateway can be change from one situation to another, but more than likely it's a spiritual transition, which means we are starting to see things a little bit differently, and we're starting to grow through spiritual experience, which means we might be going through an awakening, a spiritual awakening. We're starting to see ourselves in our environments, and we're starting to see if we belong in those environments, And if we don't belong in those environments, spiritually, where do we belong? And so Spirit is saying this is the perfect time to relax the body, relax the mind. Take care of the body too with this relaxation card. But realize that you're being pushed through or moved through, even if things seem to be somewhat in an upheaval or somewhat difficult. If your circumstances seem to be difficult right now, just know that Spirit is telling you to relax. Relax. Things will become clear. There's change on the horizon here with this card. Also moves with that gateway card, which means that we're moving into better territories. We're moving into brighter days. And sometimes we really can't see those type of things. We can't see how we can get from one side to the other. But Spirit says that I see. I see. It's that all-seeing energy. And a lot of times we see too. Maybe we don't see with the eyes, but we can see with the spiritual sight. And so that's where relaxation comes in too, because you're able to tap into different energies. You're able to tap into your intuition from a relaxed state. Not when we are filled with anxiety, not when we're trying to control the situation, not when we're trying to dictate the outcome, not when we're trying to maneuver, and that doesn't work all the time. So Spirit says it's time to take a step back, relax the mind, and listen to that quiet intuition, that part of us that's only revealed in a state of peace, in a state of acceptance. And that makes me think about this humility card. Allow me, Divine, to always accept the right assistance. I welcome your help in every way and delight in receiving it. So this is also being in a state of relaxation. Not relaxation when you're not doing anything, but relaxation when you realize that it's not always up to you. A lot of times it's up to Spirit, and it's up to your growth and your lessons here on this planet for the work that you're here to do, because we're all here to do some type of work. It can be on a small level, it can be on a big level. It really will pertain to who you are deep down in the heart space. We all come here with certain gifts, certain talents. It can be some things that seem to be small, but they're big in the eyes of Spirit. They're big in the eyes of your ancestors. So never discount what you're here to do. Never discount what your talents and gifts are. Sometimes things aren't easily recognizable, but Spirit says that if you relax right now, and if you practice humility, which means you give thanks for what you do have, and you stay in the humbleness of Spirit, where you allow things to come to you and you allow things to leave in accordance to the will. And you do that peacefully. You do that without a fight or rigidity, which is difficult. It's a difficult thing to learn how to practice humility in this way. But this is the only way that we truly understand and discern the spiritual messages that are here for us. This is the only way that we truly understand what we're here to do in the eyes of the Creator, the eyes of the Most High, that energy, the Creatress, whatever you want to call that energy. You have to be in the humbleness of spirit, where you have to relax the mind, relax the body, look at your circumstances, give thanks for where you are, give thanks for even the difficulties, give thanks for even the hardships. It sounds strange, but it's how you do it. Thank you, Most High, for this situation I'm in. I'm in a rough spot right now, but I know that you are able to see me. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels. I know that you're here working with me. I'm going through a difficult time right now, and I ask that you help to pull me through this. Continue to open my eyes up. Continue to guide me, and let me move like a light. Let me move light of body, or like a feather. Because that's how we want to live life, is as light as we can. And it's very difficult to live light because we live in a world where there's so many pressures. These are things that put energetic burdens on us. They're things that try to hold down our energy, try to hold down our spirit, try to cloud our judgment, cloud our minds, cloud our movements forward. But The true essence of life is found in the spiritual self, the spiritual body, which has to be accessed through this relaxation and through this act of humility. Spirit says that you are secure. Spirit says that you're moving towards greater security, but Spirit says that you are safe now, no matter where you are. You're being protected, you're being watched over. Even sometimes when it doesn't seem like it. You could be in a really rough spot right now, and Spirit would like you to be humble enough. This is where that humility comes in, to say, I realize that something's not right now. I realize that I'm not in the right spot right now. I realize that I'm not in the right job. I realize that I'm not in the right home. I'm realizing that I'm surrounded by people who aren't doing right by me. I realize that I'm not doing right by myself. I realize that I'm in a bad environment, a bad circumstance, because the energy of our angels, the energy of our spirit guides, and our spirit ourselves on the inside, we have to acknowledge it first, and that takes a level of humility to realize that you are in the wrong space, or that you're in the wrong mindset, and that's when we get on our knees, or that's when we go to our ancestors, that's when we go to our angels, and we say, wait a minute, something's not right, and I know it. How can you help me move through this thing? What can you show me? And then you relax the mind. Because it really only takes the coming to, which is the acknowledgement, and not only the acknowledgement, but the asking for the movement forward, the asking for the clearing of the path. And then it's the stillness, which is the relaxation. Because some things in life, the most powerful things in life, don't require a lot of action. And we have to realize that we live in a society where it's just hustle and bustle, where we feel like if we're moving a lot, and if we're going here, and if we're going there, and if we're talking to this person, if we're making these deals, if we're doing these type of things, that we are successful, or that we are accomplishing great things. And we might be accomplishing great things materially, but the true abundance is found in the spiritual life, which is accessed in a different way. It's not a lot of movement all the time. A lot of times it's not movement at all. It's the stillness, like I said, of the mind and stillness of the body. It's a humbleness of the mind, a humbleness of the self. It's being at your lowest point and wallowing there, because people wallow, and I get that. You know, we can't say don't wallow. We can't say don't be upset, because we will be there, and we will cry, and we will be in rough spots. We will say what's going on, and we will, want to throw things or want to lock ourselves in a room and just kind of be in the dark or whatever the case may be. But Spirit says you can't stay there, and that's the thing. We all go through difficult periods, and we are allowed to grieve in our own way. But how long are you going to do that is the question. So, you go a day, you go 2 days, you go a week. Are you going to go a month? Are you going to go a year? Are you going to go 2 years, 3 years, 4 years more? Are you going to allow the circumstances of your life to impede your spiritual growth, when all Spirit is saying is that you relax? More so, before you relax, you come with the humbleness. You come with a sense of humility, and you say, I need help moving forward. Angels, Most High, Creator, Creatress, please move me forward. Please show me the way. Please enlighten me. Please give me that path. Please give me that where I can see that destination. And you'll be propelled into a certain type of action here. That's when things will start to move. Because in life we want things to move not because we want to move them, and not because we want to rush to the finish line. We want things to move because it's the will of that energy that moves us spiritually, that energy that watches over us and protects us spiritually, that holy energy. This is the right action. This is the energy that we want to be in. We want to be moving purposefully. We want to be moving with purpose. We want to be moving with a great understanding of what we're here to do. Not just moving willy-nilly, moving here, moving there, with no idea of what we're doing, no idea of our impact, no idea of you know, what the direction is. We want to move with a clear idea of who we are on the inside. And once we have an idea of who we are on the inside, once we have an idea of what spirit would have us do, once we have an idea of what our higher self knows about us, because our higher self, we come here already with an understanding of who we are from little on up. And we're born into this world with an understanding of our gifts as a child. We grow up and we lose sight of those sometimes. The people who are lucky are able to hold on to those things, but we come here with an understanding. And so when we become adults, the key is to find out who we were beforehand, before the burdens of society. I talk about that. And so this is the action you want to be in. You want to be in action when you're in the right frame of mind, when you're in the right frame of spirit, when your heart is in the right place. Any other type of action is action, of course, and it's action on the material plane. And those things are, they're beneficial. There's a practical idea and practical aspects to life. But the true abundance comes in the movement of spirit, because we won't be here forever. And it's not morbid to think about that. It's important to think about that. It's important to think about the lightness of who we are on the inside, so that we're able to ascend into different dimensions and different realms where we accomplish even greater works moving forward. All of this is a part of karma. There's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. So a lot of us here are moving through issues stemming from a past life, things that we have to heal from. This could be individual trauma. This could be family trauma. It could be issues with money from the past. It could be issues with sexuality from the past. It could be issues with love from the past and feeling like others don't love you. It could be abandonment issues from the past, where you feel like you're alone. Anything. Financial is a big one. But we're here to heal those things now. But we have to acknowledge them. We have to know that they exist. And that's where that relaxation comes in, and that humility, because we need to access and we need to know what those traumas might be that we're bringing from the past. And sometimes it's not that deep. Sometimes the past is just like 10 months ago. Sometimes the past is just like a year ago, where you've gone through something difficult and you've allowed that to be a part of your energetic body. You're carrying that with you. You're carrying that with you to the next job. You're carrying that burden with you to the next relationship. You're carrying that burden with you into the next whatever it may be, whatever environment that may be. But Spirit says that we're here to learn lessons. The past life, the past 1 year ago. We're always in a constant state of learning. We're always in a constant state of healing. We should be, if we're doing the right things, if we are respectful enough for life. And I think that's the key too. Respecting our life enough to want to work for our life and work for not the life that society says is here for you, not to go here, do this. Work for the life that is right for the heart. It's right for the heart. That's what we're here to do. We're here to do that type of work. And so, whatever the angels have planned, whatever the Most High has planned to get you to understand that, whether it's difficult situations, whether it's feeling like you're locked out from certain things, those things will take place until you are pushed on that path, or at least on that path when you ask for help. And sometimes it can be asking for help from your friends and family. But usually when things are when you're in a desperate state, or you're in a state where you need major change, asking for help from friends and family is wonderful, because that's also spirit too. That's also the spirit body. But also humbling yourself to go to your energy, your maker, whatever that energy may be for you, and say, help me move forward. Help me move out of this thing. Let's get one of these. The Drive card here. This is a beautiful card. This reminds me of the Chariot card in the tarot, but this makes me think about that direction that we want to go in. We put our address or wherever in the GPS, boop, 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 and we said we want to go here. This is where we want to go. And this is how we want to get here. The directions are laid out. And our ancestors and our guides are saying, that's not where you're going to go, and that's not how you're going to get there. Okay, so now you don't know where you're going to go, and you don't know how you're going to get there. What are you going to do? What do you do then when you don't know the destination? When you don't exactly know how you're going to get to the destination? When you might have an inkling in your heart of where you want to be. But even in that case, even some cases like that, you're not supposed to be there either. Spirit is saying, no, I don't want you to go there either. I don't want you to go here. I don't want you to go there. Boom, wrong. So where do we go when we don't have the direction? Here. This is where we go. Clasp hands. Whatever it is for you. Maybe you don't know or believe in prayer. I believe that everybody should pray in their way. Whatever's right for you. Doesn't have to be a religious thing. But it has to be a truthfulness to it. But this is where you go. You go to this energy here. And you also do this because when we're in this state, we're waiting. This is the waiting period where we're waiting for the messages to come to us. All right? We're waiting for the direction. And when you wait for the true direction, when you are moving with the heart space, the vehicle will start to move. And maybe you still won't know the direction. Maybe you still won't know the outcome. But Spirit says, I'm hearing, it's not important. It's not important necessarily the direction or the outcome. The importance is that you're moving in accordance to the will that's been set for your life. We don't, even me with the cards, I can't divine the outcome. I can't pull out the cards and say, bam, 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 I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there, because that's not the joy in life. The joy in life is allowing the Spirit to lead you and to find hidden corners and to find places that you didn't even know existed and to find opportunities that were not visible to you. That's what we're here to explore. And keep in mind, too, this is just the last thing I want to say. We are all put here with ways to care for ourselves. The ways to care for ourselves emotionally. We should always be caring for the emotional body. But also ways to care for ourselves financially. It's expensive to live now, so it's easier said than done. But we all have gifts and talents. And we all have the ability to use our hands, to use our minds, to use our hearts, to do something to help care for our livelihoods here. And that could be you've already found a career, and that's wonderful. But it could be more to it. It could be more to your work on this planet. And so Spirit would ask us to always make sure that we're in a position to receive the guidance and to move accordingly and to open ourselves up to other opportunities and other ideas for our future, other ideas to serve, because we all are here to serve in many different capacities. Some on a small level, some are here to mother, some are here to be doctors, some are here to be lawyers, some are here to be teachers, so we all are here to serve. If you're in customer service, if you're at a fast food restaurant, you're here to serve. But Spirit also says is that sometimes it's not enough just to go to work 9 to 5. And I think that's what society tells us. Society tells us that that's enough. But in the end of it all, we want to make sure that we're doing the right things for our spirit. We want to make sure that we're doing the right things for our spiritual growth. We want to make sure that we're doing the right things for our ascension and our movement forward into other places when we leave this planet. Because the body will be here, but the soul, the essence, that spirit energy will move on. And so we want to make sure that we're accomplishing what we can while we're here, and that we're in the right space to listen and hear our guides. And we have to move ourselves from that noisy space sometimes to hear it. So that's where we are right now. Insight was on the bottom. We want to always be in a space where we're able to receive the insights from our ancestors, because they're guiding us too. They're guiding our feet. They're protecting us, and they're giving us courage too. Being open to new directions, new possibilities, new opportunities, new desires, new friendships, new environments, new homes, new jobs. Open to those things, but really just having an open heart so that we can receive the messages from Spirit. And then also too, healing. Slowing down enough to know that when we need healing. Slowing down enough to know that when we need to heal the body, when we need to heal the mind. Some of our spirits need healing. That's where that karma card comes into play. I'm here reading cards, and I'm still healing and still working on my spirit. It's a constant thing. It's not a one thing, bam, you're healed, you're done. You're constantly healing, you're constantly growing, you're constantly learning, you're constantly going in different directions, you're constantly being stopped, and you say, okay, I have to go another direction. So that's where that openness comes in. That's when that flexibility comes in. All right. Thank you for joining me, and I'll be back again, and we'll find out where we are energetically. We'll always find out. We'll keep finding out. We're finding out together, because this is a message for me too. This is my message. This is my message. This is your message. This is anybody's message. This is not a message that's for next week. This is a message for any time. So, peace and love to you, and prayerfully you'll have a wonderful week. And you'll have beautiful movements forward. Open yourself up to the possibilities of life. Open yourself up to healing. Open yourself up to love. All right. Take care.